G'day, Margarita here, and today we're going to be doing an EFT tapping session focusing on whether conforming is holding you back from success and wealth. Now, when we come into this existence and we become human, we come from a place of spirit, and our spirit is very expansive. It's awkward and uncomfortable for spirit to actually fit into this very confined, dense being that you see right here, right now. And when we come in, we come in knowing the game. We come in understanding that we are master creators, and what we focus on, we actually activate and attract into our lives. However, when we come in as children, we still kind of understand this as babies. We haven't forgotten yet, but it doesn't take long before we forget. And we are conditioned by our parents, our caregivers, our teachers, the most influential people in our lives, particularly in our earliest years. Because when we come in, we don't know how to survive as a human being on this planet. We have to learn everything from scratch. And of course, we need models. So we model everything on what we hear, what we see, what we experience. And all of that comes from the people and the situations that we have in our environment. Then we make these subconscious decisions, and we create these belief systems in our subconscious mind that drive all of our results. So we now have a very awkward situation where we don't remember that we're master creators. We're simply cloning the people around us, and we literally are living our lives consistent with the way they lived their lives. That's the way the whole system works. It's then, once we've forgotten that we are actually meant to thrive here on the planet, not just survive, that we start to remember little bits and pieces here and there, and then we have all these pieces of this jigsaw puzzle that we have to put into place. And it actually can be quite tricky. So what we end up doing is conforming to whatever was taught to us throughout our childhood. So when we misbehaved, or we did something that didn't please our parents, then they got angry with us, they were disappointed with us, they were sad, frustrated. We got this negative feedback, and all of our programming comes from the feedback that we get from our environment. The most influential, of course, being our parents or our caregivers. So when we get that feedback, it's kind of like, whoa, okay, that's not working for me. There's something going on here. What am I missing? Oh, look, there's a belief system. I'll just put that in there, and then I behave like this. Oh, that works. So this goes on and on and on until we have this hugely complex matrix of belief systems and programming that we end up just reproducing the same results over and over and over. More often than not, the same results that our parents produced and the most influential people in our lives produced. And we're simply doing what we feel is safe and appropriate and will help us to survive. Now, obviously, if our parents are still alive, then their belief systems have kind of worked. They're still alive, they've survived in this existence, so they're going to pass that on to you because to them, that's safe. And we learn that there are consequences if we don't behave the way people expect us to and the way that's appropriate according to everybody else's programming. Because then we live in this world where everybody else has the same programming. How dare we be different? How dare we step outside the mold? We get rejected, we experience maybe being alone, abandoned, maybe ridiculed and judged, and all these things that it's much safer to actually stay and conform to what everybody else expects. Well, you know what? If it's not working for you, then it's time to ditch all that old programming and to stop conforming and to dare to step outside the box and be different. It's going to be risky, but you're going to have to do it if you want your life to change. It's time to stop conforming to what your parents taught you, what you learnt throughout your childhood, what, the teachers told you was appropriate and what you were supposed to do and what was expected of you. Chuck it out the door. Doesn't mean that you can break the law, because obviously there are limitations, and breaking the law isn't going to work for you either. So you got to kind of play within certain boundaries, but we are so contained and so confined and so limited by our programming. We've got to chuck that away, the stuff that's not working for us. The stuff that is working for you, hold on to that. That's cool. So we're going to actually help you today. I'm going to use EFT to help you break out of all that conforming stuff and start to be different and step up and live a life of health, wealth, happiness, success, and freedom. So sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? All right, so start by tapping on the karate chop point. Even though conforming has worked for me so far, because after all, I'm still here, I deeply and completely love and accept all of me. Even though I have modelled my behaviour and my results on the people who are most influential in my life, I choose to accept myself and accept them too. Even though my life isn't really working the way I want it to. Because I've been a good girl and I've done what I was told. I choose to love and accept all of me. Even the crappy programming that I've got. Okay, now starting through the points with the eyebrow point, and then we're just going to tap through the points together, okay? Conforming's worked for me, sort of. I'm still alive after all. My life isn't perfect. There are lots of things I'd like to change. But it's really not safe to break out and be different. If I dare to be different, they'll be angry with me. If I don't do what's expected of me, they'll be disappointed. If I don't behave, I'll get into trouble. I don't want to get into trouble. It's not safe to be different. They'll judge me. They might even make fun of me. I know deep down I'm really different. But if I show that side of me, they'll think I'm a freak. Being different has all kinds of consequences. What if people reject me? What if people don't like me when I'm being uniquely me? I've kept that unique part of me hidden all my life. It's not worth breaking out now. Even if some parts of my life aren't working, it's much safer to just keep conforming and doing what's expected of me. I learned a long time ago that if I'm different, then I get into all sorts of trouble. There are all sorts of negative consequences if I don't follow the rules. And there are so many rules. But it's okay because I've been a good girl. Or I've been a good boy. And I've behaved all this time. I'm very good at conforming. even though deep down inside I am just busting to break out and be me. But I know that that has consequences. And I definitely don't feel safe daring to be different. Okay, take a breath and release it. Excellent. Now there's all sorts of variations on that theme that you can come up with. I challenge you to go through, and as you go through that tapping again, see what comes up for you. Were there specific incidences where you actually expressed yourself in a unique way and you suffered the consequences? Did you get punished? Were they angry with you? Sad? What happened for you when you actually dared to be your full, true, unique self? And how do you feel if you think about standing up and being brilliant and shining and sharing your unique self and being different to everybody else? What happens? Are you afraid? Are you sad? What sort of emotions come up for you? Work on those. This is where EFT is most effective in getting into those emotions. So go back and do that tapping again and try to be more specific for what's coming up for you. But now, if you want to continue on, we're actually going to do a positive tapping around on this whole conforming issue. So starting again with the karate chop point. Even though conforming isn't really working for me, at least it's kept me safe. And I'm not sure I'm really ready to be different just yet. I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Even though I know conforming has kept me stuck, the alternative is way too scary, because I know I'll be punished if I dare to step outside of my boundaries. And I choose to open up and be just a little bit more of my unique self now. Even though I know that being different is fraught with consequences, I choose to explore the possibility of sharing more of my unique self with the world now. Okay, tapping through, starting with the eyebrow point. There are consequences to being different. But I am really tired of living a lie. This is not who I truly am at all. But what if I show the world my uniqueness and people don't like it? What if I get hurt when I show them who I truly am? I'm an adult now. I don't have to do what I'm told anymore. And I love the idea of being free to be me. I'm tired of living a lie. I'm ready to be a rebel. I'm ready to break free and be uniquely me. And if other people don't like it, then that's their problem. Just because they think I should behave in a certain way doesn't mean they're right. And right now, I'm stuck in a reality that I don't like. And that's because I've been conforming all my life. So conforming doesn't work for me anymore. I'm ready to face some of the consequences that go with being different. If they judge me, that's their problem. If they ridicule me, that's their problem too. Because whatever their judgments about me are, they're not actually about me. That's about their conditioning. I choose to feel safe being free to be me. And I love the thought of being a unique lighthouse for the world. I love the thought of being authentic about who I truly am. I am so tired of conforming and living a lie. I know I came here to thrive. The only reason I'm not is because I've been conforming all this time. Well, now I choose to be different. I am ready to break out and be a rebel. I love the thought of seeing their faces when they find out who I truly am. I love the thought of finding out who I truly am myself. I've been living this lie so long, even I don't remember who I truly am. But deep down inside, I have been waiting to bust out for years. And even though other people may not like it, I'm willing to give it a go anyway. I'm ready to be uniquely different. I am ready to stand out and shine. I love the thought of being free to be me and showing the rest of the world that they don't have to conform and that they too can share their uniqueness with the world. Okay, take a breath and release it. How does that feel? Kind of liberating, isn't it? Again, I encourage you to continue with this tapping. Follow wherever the threads take you, wherever your emotions take you, wherever your thoughts take you. Just keep tapping, keep playing with it, and start to express your own individuality, even in just small ways. Test the waters, see what happens. And you know what? You will find that certain people won't like it. They'll start to reject you because you are challenging their belief systems. You're in their face by being unique. You are saying, you are calling to them and saying, step out of your comfort zone, and they won't like it. So if anything negative does come back to you from different people in your life, just thank them, and in your own mind, know that it's not about you. It's about the fact that you are now challenging their belief systems and they don't feel safe anymore. So this is unfortunately the other side of daring to break out and be successful and be wealthy and step up and stand with the top 5% of people on the planet who are thriving right now, who can do no wrong as far as living a life of health, wealth, happiness and freedom. If you want to join that crowd, you are going to have to break free and be different and be unique and to take some flack. You're going to take some flack, you're going to take some heat, but tap on that as well, because believe me, it is so worth it. I stayed stuck in my box year after year after year after year. And you know what? When I stepped out, it wasn't anywhere near as scary as I thought. And the rewards, man, just so far above and beyond whatever else happens. It's just magic. So that's the tapping session for today. I really hope you've enjoyed it and that you continue with it. Take care and happy tapping.